Good afternoon. I'm Tom Zanzo, principal of Antigo High School, and I'll be emceeing this presentation this afternoon. We scheduled this assembly so that our students and friends of Antigo High School can participate in the announcement of the additional funds to support our Fab Lab project here at the high school. And our students have probably noticed the work being done down the hall across in the cardio room, and eventually that room will be fully equipped for your use. Our speakers today will provide more information on the funding award, but before we move into our speaking agenda, I just want to introduce and recognize some of our guests. We have representatives here from North Central Technical College and CESA 9. Both of these organizations provided encouragement and support, assisted us in writing the grant that we were awarded, and we want to thank you for your continued partnership and for joining us today. In addition, we have always enjoyed a strong relationship and partnership with our business and industry partners in Antigo. We have representatives here from Johnson Electric Oil and Antigo Construction, financial support also in this project, backing this effort and providing funds necessary for us to purchase the equipment that we need. About 2 years ago, our school board took action by making a motion to dedicate starter funds for the Fab Lab. Really without that work of the school board and having a shared vision of what this program could provide for our students, this day would not be possible. So thank you to the board members who are here today, and we're happy that you're here to join us. Also want to recognize Representative Falkowski, who is also here joining us for this announcement. Thank you for attending. Each day throughout the state of Wisconsin, great things are happening in our schools. We continue to focus on innovation and continuous improvement as we work together with our local communities to prepare our students for college and career readiness. The Fab Lab project fits directly into our vision and goals. We appreciate the support and interest of our state-level leaders in the work that we do to advance innovation in the classroom. I'd like to ask that at this time, we give a warm welcome to the Governor of the great state of Wisconsin, Governor Scott Walker.
Good afternoon, thanks, and it is great to be here on Fab Lab Day. So today we're at 21 different school districts across the state, and we're happy to be here with you. We stopped at a number of different stops, but today is my only stop at the Fab Lab. There are 21 different sites, so I'm joined today. You're going to hear from the moment the president of the University of Wisconsin System, Ray Cross, is here as well, joining me today, so let's give him a round of applause. We're making, I should say we, because it's our Lieutenant Governor, Rebecca Clayfish, other representatives of our administration from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, other representatives of the University of Wisconsin System, other state agencies, really trying to put a focus all in one day. We're calling it hashtag Fab Lab Day, with the idea of not only making the presentation, which we'll announce in a minute, and we'll actually have a proclamation for you, for the whole school, because we're here with you today. But I want to thank, you just heard her acknowledge, but your state representative, Mary Falkowski, who used to be, I got to make sure I say the right name, she used to be Mary Child, and so now I'm going to say Mary Falkowski, so I make sure I didn't trip up on it. But Mary's not only your state representative, but has been a long-time advocate for Fab Labs. We've seen what it means in other school districts across the state, and we're thrilled that you're here today with us, Mary, as well as the mayor. And great to see the support of the mayor and the city council. I know, in addition to the school board support for this, for which I thank you, I know the city stepped up as the local business leaders step up, and so it's not only our grant, but our grant helped leverage dollars from local government and from the business community, and that's going to be great for all of us. So in this crowd, so how many of you are seniors? Okay. How many are juniors? How many are sophomores? Freshmen? Okay. As I look around the room, I'm not talking about Fab Labs in just a second, but just particularly to our seniors, but to all the rest of you, to think about the next couple of years. This is a really good time to be in the spot you're at. You see, my sons, then now, are 22 and 21. And I remember years ago when they were in 7th and 8th grade. So one of them graduated last year and is working as a job, which is great. My wife, her mother, and I are happy that one is not only out of the nest, but off the payroll, as I say. The other, Alex, will graduate from the University of Wisconsin next month in May, and he's got a job too, so we're really excited about that. But years ago, when they were in 7th and 8th grade, I was really, really worried. My wife and I both were really, really worried, as a lot of parents were at the time, that they weren't going to be able to find a job. Because all of you here in high school today may not remember that, or maybe you remember just a little bit of it, but here in this state, across this nation, and in some ways around the world, we were looking at a recession years ago. It was a big concern for many students and for a lot of parents and teachers and others, that the students who were going into high school then and then going off to college, whether it was a technical college, whether it was an undergraduate program, or whatever it might be, might not be able to find a job. Because I remember the 4 years before I was honored to serve as elected as your governor, we had lost about 133,000 jobs in the state. In fact, I remember back at the beginning of the year 2010, the unemployment rate in the state was 9.2%. A lot of people were scared. Your parents may even talk to that. Today, fast forward to where we're at now, and again, we're going to talk about Fab Lab, but it ties in together with what I'm talking about now. Today, we see in this state, a week ago, the new numbers came out from Wisconsin and all the other states. And Wisconsin's unemployment rate that was once at 9.2% is now down to 3.4%. That's the lowest it's been since April of the year 2000. Now, to those of us adults, 2000 doesn't sound that far ago. But for most of you, you weren't born the last time the unemployment rate was that low. And you look at March, we had the highest number of people employed in the state that we've ever had in our history. And last year, we had wages that went up on average in the state about 7.5%. So more people are working, more people are employed, wages are going up. Wisconsin is one of the highest states in the nation. Almost all the top 10 states, us included, are right here in the Midwest in terms of states where the percentage of people in the workforce is the highest. That's really good news. It's good news for everybody in the state, but it's particularly good news for those of you who are seniors looking ahead, and for the rest of you as you think about the next few years here in high school, about what are your career choices. They're limitless. You can do just about anything you want. Whether you want to go into manufacturing or engineering, whether you want to go into computer science or technology, whether you want to go into healthcare, whether you want to go into education or law enforcement or finance and accounting, there are endless possibilities. Someday you may even want to start your own business. There are tremendous, tremendous opportunities now for you and your generation. And so this is a pretty exciting time. But it also fits into one of the challenges that Fab Lab is a piece of. In fact, it's part of the reason why in the budget we just sent to Representative Laskowski and the others in this legislature is we put more into K-12 education than ever before. We put more into our technical colleges than ever before. We doubled the amount for Fab Labs. We put over $100 million on the University of Wisconsin system. Why? Well, in part, because we want student success. I can tell you that personally, as a father of two sons who went through a school very similar to this, Wauwatosa East, a public school in Wauwatosa, where we raised our kids, as the uncle of two nieces, one of whom I just saw with her 4th grade class the other day, and the other's a 13-year-old at the public schools in Waukesha. For all those reasons, I care because I think it's a moral imperative that you get a great education. But also as your governor, as somebody who talks to employers every week and sometimes every day, one of the things I consistently hear are employers, whether it be here in Antigo, in this county, in this region, all across the state, who say, we have jobs, we have career opportunities, we just don't have enough people with the education and skills to fill those jobs. And so one of the things we hope in particular, whether it's the new money for adding to, like we saw in the AV courses, more opportunities for early college credit, whether it's doing more to expand youth apprenticeships and adult apprenticeships, whether it's doing more to expand partnerships with our great technical colleges, be it NTC or others across the state, or whether it be doing more grants like this with families out there, we want to provide more opportunities, particularly in our high schools, although starting all the way down, all the way to 6th grade this coming school year with academic and career plans, so that all of you and future students can really get a sample of all different kinds of opportunities for career paths, knowing that there are so many openings out there. There are so many career opportunities out there that are good paying, many of which require a 4-year undergraduate degree. That's super. And if that's what you want, we want you to do that. Some of which you can require something beyond that. Maybe, we look at many of our hospitals and healthcare professionals that are needed here in Antigo and across the state, throughout this region. But many others require a technical school degree or an apprenticeship or some other post-high school education, but they all don't require the same thing. And so with Fab Labs, our hope is that we give people as many different opportunities, not only to pursue one specific type of career, but to be exposed to as many different opportunities for a career path going forward. That's why today we're pleased to not only announce the state of Wisconsin is awarding you one of our 21 grants for this year. We'll be adding more in the future. That's $25,000 that can be used. We love the fact that hearing from your school leaders, you're not just taking the money from the state, you're using it to leverage dollars from a private donor, from support of the local government, to maximize that. And we went through and saw a little bit about what's already happening. In fact, my personal preference is running a Harley Davidson motorcycle. I like the dirt bike that was in there, and you're really going to be using, and the dinosaur and all that cool stuff. I loved in the woodworking area where you're just talking about the man to pick up one of those benches made out of baseball bats and baseballs along the way. And I loved hearing the stories about folks getting ready for the test to get their credits for the advanced placement program when it comes to calculus. All those things are exciting. We're excited about you, and that's why we're here today. We're excited that these dollars from the state are able to leverage more dollars to make an even better Fab Lab space for all of you and future students to have an even greater opportunity to pursue all the different careers that are open here in the state of Wisconsin. So with that, I'm going to give you a principle of this proclamation. I'm not going to read it because it's long. You can take a look at it. But this officially declares Fab Lab Day all across the state of Wisconsin. And the one place we're presenting it is right here in Antigo. So congratulations.
All right, I would ask the students, please be patient if you run a little over. You're doing great, so please be respectful if the comments go a little longer. Mr. Cross, I'd like to invite you up.
Thank you very much. I would like to first thank the governor, WEDC, Representative Koskowski. This is really good stuff. I may not realize it today, but understanding how to take an idea from concept through design to actually building something, no matter what you choose to do in your career, doesn't make any difference. That is an incredible, valuable thing to have in your background to do. So I compliment you on that, and I want to express my personal, not just for the Fab Lab, but for the support for public higher education and for the university. Really do appreciate that, Governor. As an old engineer, the idea of taking something from concept to reality is at the heart of what I do. But it's also at the heart of everything you do when you try to solve a problem. What is this problem? How do I solve it? How do I create something or a solution? Whether you go to work for yourself, which is really a good option, or whether you go to work for someone else, that skill is going to be incredibly important. That skill isn't, but that skill is going to be very important. It really is. If you're bringing ideas and how to make those ideas into something, whether you're working for yourself or someone else, that's important. As long as you're doing it here in Wisconsin. You heard the governor talk about the opportunities available to you here in Wisconsin. In the next few years, you're going to be such a valuable commodity, you probably don't even realize it right now. We need you badly in Wisconsin. Please give us a crack at it, okay? My final point is no matter what you do or where you go, if you understand what's going on in the Fab Lab and you take advantage of that, whether you're an English major, a theater arts major, or an engineer, or a chemist, the concepts that you learn in taking ideas into reality will serve you the rest of your life. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. for your comments. Mr. Risco.
Thank you. So guys, I promise I'll get you out here quickly. I wrote a speech that was about 4 pages long, and I'm going to shorten it up for you because I know the students are getting antsy. All I'd like to say is that the implementation of the Fab Lab here in Antigo has really been a community effort. The district's partnered with area businesses, including Johnson Electric Oil, Antigo Construction, Badger State Highway Equipment, and Antigo Neon, all of whom have pledged their support of time and resources to our district. The district's worked with our partners at CC9 who are here today. They helped us write this grant and have also assisted us with professional development. We've also partnered with North Central Technical College, who's here today, to provide our students with post-secondary courses and vocational academies here in high school. With the implementation of this Fab Lab, we plan to extend those partnerships and continue to offer you as students more opportunities to get job experience and credits while you're here at Antigo High School. We've also been very lucky to have a couple of very generous monetary donations, one from an anonymous donor of $25,000 and another from the Antigo City Council of $15,000. So thank you to those donors. Thank you to Mayor Brandt and Mark Bessett for helping us. The Antigo School District's mission is, in partnership with the Antigo community, to provide a safe and positive educational climate that will produce lifelong learners able to achieve their maximum potential and contribute responsibly to society. In closing, I want to say a special thank you to our staff. Over the past 2 years, they've done a lot of very hard work of increasing the rigor and preparing our students for the 21st century. So please give your teachers and your administrators a round of applause. Lastly, I'd like to thank Governor Walker, President Cross, Representative Laskowski, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, and the state of Wisconsin for their support through the Fab Lab grant, and their commitment to ensuring that all Antigo and Wisconsin graduates leave our schools college and career ready with the skills they need to take on the challenges of an ever-changing world. Thank you. Students, we ask that you please remain seated until we exit the gym, and then Ms. Maddock will excuse you. Thank you.